This is week 205 on HRT, and what I've noticed was one of the weirdest things I've noticed for me. I can't speak for anyone else if they've experienced this or not, but sometimes it's like my mom when she has to make bread for the church. That's when she ends up going, so I just end up tagging along. I'm not any religion or anything, but I do believe in what I believe in. I've explained it in the past videos. So how I believe there is a God, but it's a male and a female together as a couple. That's what makes God. That's how I believe. From my experience is why I believe that way. But every time I go into, I should say, it's the Greek church, the Greek Orthodox Church in Salt Lake, close to the Energy Solutions Arena, as of, yeah. But every time I go in there, my breasts always keep hurting. This whole area, my chest. It's like this whole area through here keeps hurting, and they do a lot of growing, and it hurts and itches, and yeah, and I don't know why that happens when I'm in that church, but I get that feeling, then yeah, then my breasts are hurting. That's something that's weird I've noticed. I don't know if it's why that happens, but it does. So and that last week my breasts have been hurting, and yeah, so last week I didn't have to do the jury duty, so like I mentioned in my last video, I was having issues recording the video, and I didn't have to do jury duty that week. So I was trying to do the video, but I was having issues, so yeah. But other than that, my arms are still the same, so they just really haven't changed. So that's my arm muscles. Since HRT they have gotten bigger, but instead of being like squished up like this like they used to and really skinny, they end up, I don't know why it's like goes like this. I don't do any exercises to get my arms like that. It's just, yeah. My sex drive is off, which sucks because I haven't got my prescriptions yet. Sucks, but and some sperm has come back more. That kind of sucks too. But I notice my face is fuller, my cheeks through here is fuller. My breasts are still growing, which is weird. It's like they've been itching and hurting, so they're fuller on top, a little bit fuller on top. So, and I still measure a small, I mean the smallest of small, like the smallest it can be to be a cup size, 32D, and that's what I measure. It's like, it's weird, or a CD, I should say, small side, And some C cups fit, some C cups don't. And the weird thing is, when I ordered my bras online, like I mentioned in that video, it's like last year, a while ago last year, like towards March, all that, let's see, I think it was April. Yeah, it was in April. Then, what happened was, I've noticed the bras I don't wear, they seem like 2 cup sizes bigger than what I actually am. So, I mean, 2 large cup sizes bigger. Just like, it says it's a 32C, but so I'm on the very small side. I don't fit in them. So the C cups that I do wear are on the small side. Then I fit in them perfectly. So that's how much bras can vary in size. Because it would like fit like this in the size like this. Then if I open like this, that's like, see, it shows you it's like bigger, and it's weird. So, but I still have them. They're in good condition. Like, they haven't like gently used, like not brand new, but like used like 3 or 4 times, 5 times maybe. So they're just sitting there not getting used because I can't fit in them. So hopefully my breasts will get big enough so I can fit in them, but if they don't, I just have to settle with just being on the small side and getting bras on the small side, getting 32Ds, CDs, and Cs that fit, because that's how I range. The last B cup I ever tried on, like a 32B, didn't fit. I was spilling out, so yeah. Other than that, that's an issue I have, because being on the small side, it sucks, but it's the way my body is. And if your body's that way, just be glad you have something on top, because some people, they don't even get breasts, so some trans women, so be glad you have, just be glad even if you have an AA and that's all you get. Because some cisgender women, that's all they get too, so yeah. But other than that, my leg hair is still doing the same thing, but it's a lot finer. And like the hair itself, instead of being the hair itself being thick, the hair itself is actually really thin, and it kind of like curls a little bit. And if I don't take care of the hair, I noticed, like, let's see, like sheets in my bed, I could say, or like on the couch, if the hair rubs against it, then it irritates. It feels like something's like pinching or biting my legs, which doesn't feel good. So yeah, and the hair is really thin, thinner than it used to be. So, and I haven't noticed any more hair loss on my legs, so, but still doing the same thing. And other body hair doesn't really see much, except that issue I'm still having with the hair through all this area and whatnot. Because I haven't had a touch-up done on it, because it's expensive, and right now I can't afford even a touch-up, because it's going to cost me around $40 for each touch-up, and I'm probably going to have multiple touch-ups, so more than I already have had. So, but other than that, I'm still happy, especially because my face is fuller. That's one reason why I'm happy. I don't like how wide right here on my, like this part right here on my nose, how wide it is, but makeup fixes that. Like if you take with makeup, it's like a cover up. Yeah, I think that's what. Yeah. Like the cover up that's meant, like how people, like if they have a zit or something, they put it on there, or if they have a spot like under their eyes, they put it. But if you get the cover up, put it right, not all the way back here or all the way up here, but in between here and here, on each side, go down like this, then right through the middle, going up like that, then this part of the nose and the parts right here. If you put it right there and just blend it in, your nose will look smaller and like thinner instead of being wide like how my nose is. It'll look more thinner all around. So yeah, makes your nose look smaller. And adding it through here helps too. And yeah, just wanted to share that if you didn't know that tip, because I do that whenever I do put makeup on, but I usually don't put makeup on lately. Sorry about that. Except lip gloss. Lip makeup is, I do that more than any other makeup, and when you do put makeup on, it does clog your pores and whatnot, and it does make your skin break out more. So yeah. And I've been happy just when I look in the mirror sometimes, I just look at my reflection, I just have to smile to just the reaction. I start laughing, then I was like, how cute I am. Yeah. So and yesterday I measured my breasts. They're still saying like the 32C. It's like, or like where the 32C is, it was above. That would make me like 35 inches, but it was above 35.5 inches. Not, it was kind of hard to get to measure, but right where 36 inches is, but slightly under it, around there. Then if you take the measuring tape, start like right here, go around your back, over your shoulder, go in where it meets. That's how you can measure each individual side. And one was 36 inches exactly in my left side, and my right side was a little bit smaller. So that's where I measure. That's, if you can see that, where they're at. Let's do this. I'm wearing a 32C cup, and just the style of the bra, so it's making my breasts look like that. So yeah, so that's where they're at as of today. I'm just hoping by the end of the year, or before then, hoping somewhere between now and then, November 20th, 2015, will be my 5-year mark since I started HRT, and I'm hoping, because I know, because I have tried on bras that are 34B, which that's the equivalent of sister sizing of a 32D. Some don't fit, some do. So hoping they get bigger so I fit in more. But yeah. And last week I made these cute little ears, cute little kitty ears. Yeah. How I did it was the fabric that I used for the shirt I was making the dress out of. I used that same fabric because I had an extra, and I've been making random things out of it. So, and you take the toilet paper tubes, you cut it long ways, put both halves together, and then you like draw out the shape, cut the shape out. Then what I did is I put one on the fabric, then I fold it like this so it's a big triangle. Then had enough for seam allowance, then cut that out. After trace it and cut it out, then you can fold it, then you don't have to cut. And when you fold it like this, side right through here, then through here, I didn't sew on that side because you just fold it, then it's just two sides you can just sew up. Then like garter tabs on the bottoms, like two spots here, here, and on the other side the same thing. It's like a garter tab type things I sewed on. Then I put bobby pins, and that's how it's staying in. So yeah. Other than that, hopefully I stay happy, don't get dysphoric. It's just some things, like my time of the month, it's like, yeah, when it's my time of the month, sometimes I feel a little down. One of the reasons is because hormonally, the hormones do what it does. So hormones do all the emotional things and body reactions and whatnot. And it can't fully do the period. Can't like do the period because don't have all the inner workings and whatnot to do that. So that's the part that does get me down sometimes, because I really want a period, an actual period. And yeah, the whole spiel of it all. But like when you take medroxyprogesterone acetate along with estradiol, can cause like intestinal bloating. So when it is hormonally my time of the month, taking the hormones, that does happen, and I treat it as my time of the month. And all these, because hormonally it's my time of the month, so when that does happen, and so that's one thing I can experience is bloating and mood swings and whatnot. But the actual period part and bloating in the uterus and whatnot, I can't experience that. But that's something that does get me down sometimes. So I just, yeah. Along with the urinary issue, I don't like to talk about, but I want to mention because it's like more overactive, I could say, than more of a strong urge to go. Because Asperger's, one of the symptoms is urinary issues, and yeah, like the strong urge to go when you have to go, it just hits, and you have that strong urge. With the spironolactone added, it makes it worse. So, especially when it's my time of the month, hormonally, makes it worse. So I just treat everything as my time of the month, take care of things the way I need to take care of it, because I'm transgendered. And yeah, enough about that. Other things that's been on my mind, not real much, but things that really I have a hard time with is seeing pregnant women, which I've mentioned that before, and my ability to become pregnant, just little things like that, and getting a girlfriend. I'm strongly suggesting joining a dating site, but most of the dating sites costs money, and I don't think I should have to spend money to find someone, to meet someone. So I'm still debating on that, but strongly towards a dating site, because in my situation it's hard for me to approach people because my Asperger's and social anxiety, and just ask. Plus, because I'm a lesbian, like trans lesbian, it makes it a little bit harder to ask someone because they may not be a lesbian. Then that'd be kind of awkward if they're not. And if they are, it's really hard to tell. It's like a lot of, I should say, gay guys, you can tell that they're, a lot of them you can tell, but some straight men, I should say, have that kind of a personality as a really feminine gay man. So it's not always you can tell. So, but it's even harder with females, unless they purposely, like the lesbian stereotype with the short hair and like really dressed that way. Unless they actually are that stereotypical lesbian, then unless they are, it's really hard to tell. It's like looking at me, you wouldn't even know I'm a trans lesbian just looking at me. You just think I'm a really cute girl that's really reserved and kind of like shy. I don't like to call it shyness because that's a symptom of the Asperger's, and it's just the Asperger's. So yeah. Other than that, that's why it's kind of hard for me to find someone right now. And I really am attracted to the small-breasted, long-haired redheads that's around my body type. That's what I'm attracted to. Someone that's nerdy, like I am. Other than that, nothing much has been on my mind lately, so except for getting all my videos uploaded. And sorry, it's been taking a while to get all of them uploaded. I've uploaded a bunch of them already, so hopefully that helps for those of you who've been wanting to watch my videos and know what's going on with my transition and whatnot. So yeah, still have a bunch more to upload and edit. Yeah. So other than that, I'm happy. Just wish, there's been so many times this last week, in the last few days, I just wish I had a partner, like someone, a girlfriend. Just been wanting that closeness with someone, because I haven't really had that since 2006. It was January 2006, and a few times it was I should say, with the same, like my ex-girlfriend. After we broke up, there's a few things that happened. I'm not gonna go into detail what the situation was, but since then I really haven't had that closeness with anyone that I've been feeling like on the inside, I've been really feeling that I need that closeness with someone, that bond. But only like a bond that a couple can have. Um, I've been really feeling that it's like urge, but more on the inside. It's like especially right now, it's like I really want that closeness with someone. It's just a feeling I've been having lately, and I'm not sure what's causing that feeling, but I just really need that closeness. It's really hard for me right now to um so just it's hard when you haven't been in a relationship for as long as I have, because when we broke up, the first thing on my mind was that popped in my head is, yes, now I can become a girl, be me. That's the first thing that popped in my mind over anything. Then since then I've been doing so much research, then working on myself to get to where I am at now in my transition, and to get better with myself and to be me, and to get my dysphoria so it's not like blown out there, or like it's really like more on the severe side but on the lesser side. And now I'm getting that feeling like I'm ready for a relationship, and on the inside I can feel it, and it kind of hurts not to have someone sometimes, but kind of like down, and someone to go out and do things with. The last relationship I was in, we hung out a lot, but we didn't really go out and do things, but we'd hang out a lot. And yeah, and I want the kind of relationship we can be comfortable talking about anything and everything, even how awkward it could be, and go out and do things together, even if it doesn't cost money or anything. Like even going on a picnic, that's something I've been wanting for a long time. Let's go on a romantic picnic with someone, and yeah, that's something I've been wanting for a long time. And it's like these are just some of the things I've been really wanting and like been feeling, and I'm not sure what's causing this feeling inside of wanting that closeness with someone, not in like a boyfriend girlfriend, more like a girlfriend, which is that's kind of obvious because I'm a trans lesbian. So yeah, well, that's what I've been really feeling lately. So even I could say sexually, that's how I've been feeling. Like I want to sexually, as I am right now before surgery, I really want to do something with someone, but with the way I believe in everything, and I just can't do it with someone sexually, anything sexually right now with someone. But I do really want that also in with a relationship. So it kind of sucks to have this feeling, but I'm doing the best I can with the situation, and I'm just really trying to get there and understand why I feel this way, and trying to figure out more things. And yeah, and recently I could say, if your family member who does not want to know this specific thing about me, please don't watch this. You're going to find out, because if you do, you'll find out something you really don't want to know. But I need to share this because it's something that's happening with my transition. It just came to mind, and I really need to share this. Sexually, I do things all by myself. Health reasons is a big part of it. Exploring my body, finding out how it's working with the HRT, because it works completely different. My body's more sensitive, especially my sides, like where my waist is, like down through the sides here, are really sensitive. If someone tickles me, it's way more sensitive than it used to be. Than other parts of my body, like the areolas, are more sensitive to like very light touch and whatnot. I'm not sure if someone else does it, because I haven't had that since I started transitioning. And then I've recently found spots on my body. Like there's a specific spot on the back of my legs that are really ticklish. It's like those spots. There's spots on my inner thighs and close to my knees that I should say could get me off. And where the pubic bone is, that area too. And I noticed certain things like the G spot, and since being on these hormones and whatnot, everything's much more sensitive and doing things the female way, not the male way. The female way, it feels better the way things are reacting to my body, and it feels 1,000 times better. And even though I don't have a vaginal cavity, still trying to do things the female way, like clitoral stimulation, and doing it something like that, but with male genitalia, but doing it the female way, I could say. And it's more sensitive. I could say it feels better, and I noticed when doing all these different things, then I'm able to achieve an orgasm. Like before transition, really, like orgasm in the female way, where it's like a full body, like feel it through your legs and your body's, yeah. I'm able to get that a lot easier. It actually happens more than before I transitioned. That kind of an orgasm never really happened, but now when I do everything, I do end up, it's like a full body orgasm. Feel it more in the pelvis area and through my thighs, and how the body shakes and whatnot. Intense feeling of pleasure, I could say, happens a lot more than before I transitioned. And I noticed right before a really big orgasm, I could say, if anything really, really, really cold, like I mean super, like cold water, cold air hits my thighs, or the upper parts on my breasts, because up here is a lot more sensitive too since I started transitioning. And then, like, as I could say that stimulating these parts, and how the feelings get stronger and stronger, and you're gonna feel that's gonna happen. Well, if as I release and put cold water on like my inner thighs or then my breasts, or like combination of both, or just my thighs, it sends like I should say, a giant big explosion of pleasure and all that feeling, and a big huge orgasm happens. And that's what's been happening on that part with my body. Um, and I suggest that you can, it's not wrong to do this. Find out how your body's reacting. Like, do all this research to find out all these different things and try them out and see what you can do with your body. Even if the orgasm's not a wet one, I can say, I still have them, and it feels a lot better than anything on doing anything the male way and before transition, and like the beginning of my transition or before really doesn't happen that way. Then towards the middle of my transition, it was kind of hard to, because when things are trying to get normal and flipping around, then now when everything's more settled and going one way, it's much easier than before. So I just wanted to share that because that's an important part of transition, because that's a sexual part of your body and how it's reacting to the hormones and whatnot. And yeah, especially when things are combined, like G-spot and I should say clitoral, doing like clitoral but on male genitalia, doing it that specific way, combined with that cold air or cold water, especially cold water on my thighs, sends it off, and it's a lot different than before. So I just wanted to share that because that happens. So it's nothing to be ashamed of, nothing to be ashamed to talk about, because it's a natural human reaction and it happens. So, and I like to share these things because not many people here doing videos on YouTube and other places on the internet don't share these things, and that's something really important, that what happens when you transition, especially sexually. And is it more one way or the other? And if you actually talk about it and the people realize this is what happens, and through the transition, all it's about is getting your mind-body connection stronger and getting this, I should say this, your body to match up here, this, your brain. That's what all this is about with trans men and women. It's what it's about. That's all it's about, is getting your brain and your body and everything to have that mind-body connection. And a lot of times the only way is transition. So when your physical characteristics change, it associates with your body better. Your brain and your body is connected a lot better. Like with trans women, like with the breasts, it's really connected, but in trans men, the breasts, you don't have that connection. But then when you do things like sexually the female way, if you're a trans woman, that mind-body connection is a lot stronger, then it connects better. Like if you're a trans man and you do the same thing, it ends up I'm not quite sure on that part, but I'm pretty sure with the trans man it would connect better. But on the female end, I do know it connects better. Then before transition, there was no connection at all. It was like bland, nothing. It's like didn't get any connection sexually, non-sexually. And now it's more connected than ever. And that's what is making me less dysphoric and more happy. Then I also notice when I do it the female way, I'm a lot happier, and ends up because how good that ends up feeling, I'm a lot happier. And throughout the whole day, I feel just a lot better than if I did just a regular male way. Then it's like no connection. It's like ends up getting more dysphoric doing it the male way than doing it the female way. I'm happy. That's something that does happen too. Then I noticed all that happening, then tells me I'm me, this is me, and this is what works. So, and just makes me so happy. I just want to experience all that with a partner eventually one day. Surgery or no surgery, done the female way. Because I'm a girl. And I have my needs as like others do. And have to do something to get the that sexual pressure and feeling to get it satisfied, so it's not like oomph. So I can get that really, and doing all this, get that oomph, then getting all that released. And yes, that happens with females too. So yeah, that's what's been happening with my body. And it's not a shame to be talking about this, so that's why I mention all that. Even if you family member, you didn't want to hear it and you watched this video, well, you know something about me you probably wouldn't want to have known, but too late now. You know it. And yeah. So, and sorry for the video going long, but I had to talk about that. And I urge you to talk about it, but in like an adult, let's say modest conversation, like how I talked about it. Just present it like what's happening with your body. And yeah, because then it gives you, everyone in the world, a bigger understanding of how the hormones are working and what all this transition's about. Then it gives you more education. It's like, oh, this is what's happening. Then it gives you more understanding of what the transitioning is about. And there'll be less of that discrimination and hate out there when there's more knowledge of all this. And yeah, and hopefully there's no people that's perverted watching this, listening to what I was talking about and getting off on it, because that's not what this is about. It's about my transition, what's happened physically with my body, physically and sexually and whatnot. And yeah. So until next time, comment, rate, and subscribe, and click the link down there to my blog. It's always down there.